Good afternoon and welcome to my space. I wanted to share with you a new beginning, a new me. I have a current video on my website now at buddhafarms.com that talks about the product, talks a little bit about me, and talks about the vision and journey of Buddha Farms. And I wanted to be able to share that with the public on a different level now. Last October 2017, I had implants for 14 years that were textured, and they gave me cancer. I had it in many places of my chest, and October 5th of 2017, I had the implants removed. And I found out a week after the implants were taken out that I had the cancer. So from 2004 to 2017, I had those implants in my body, which made me very sick from the very beginning. The first 2 years I had them in my body. I was in a relationship at the time where cannabis wasn't conducive, so I didn't use it. I kept taking pills. He's a pharmaceutical user, and I just followed that suit because I didn't have any power. I didn't own my own energy and my own knowing, which I do now. So for 11 years, I didn't take care of myself the way I should have. And I listened to doctors tell me all the things that were wrong with me that weren't true. They told me I had fibromyalgia. They told me I had manic depression. They told me that I had all these other PTSD, all this other crap. And they wouldn't ever accept the fact that it was my implants making me sick. They wouldn't take them out. They said that was elective. Insurance wouldn't cover it. Oh my gosh, the list is this long of the things that I have been through with my breasts since 1999. I've had 3 implant surgeries. First one was a horrible job that the guy pre-filled me and caused an infection in my right breast, which I lost almost completely. And then a year later, I had another surgery with another doctor who was a friend. And 2 years after that, they ruptured in an accident along with my gallbladder. And then a year and a half after that, I had another surgery, and this one was textured. And this was done in Marina Del Rey, California, by Dr. Grant Stevens. I didn't know much about it. They were beautiful implants. The job that he did was beautiful, but I was not told of the warning signs. I was not told that I could get cancer from this. Not once. There was no documentation that was ever even given to me. The information that I was given is that it can cause problems with the body that they have found. Certain people have like allergic reaction to the silicone. That's what I was told the outside of this was. No one told me that the outside of these implants were polymer, which is a plastic coating, little tiny fibers that adhere to the chest cavity like Velcro, and then create a bacteria barrier, which causes the cancer. There's thousands of women just like myself that are dealing with this, and that I am on a journey with as an advocate to help bring awareness to implant illness awareness. Women are very, very sick. They can't get away from the sickness because they can't get the implants out because their insurance won't cover it, and it costs a lot of money. Regardless of the reason they put them in their body, that doesn't matter. We all do things sometimes that aren't right for us. And, I would never do it again because I'm in a place of understanding now and self-love. I didn't love myself then. Most definitely did not, which is why I did what I did to my body. So October 5th, 2017, I had an explant. We took capsules out, the seroma, which was the fluid that was around the implant that caused the cancer. And I've been healing ever since. And I started about 11 months prior to knowing I even had cancer, but I knew I was sick. I had a problem with the breast really bad. I started taking my CBD oil. This is before I started the company, a few months before. My husband and I both started on it. We had gone to the farm where it was grown. We met the farmers and the processor and fell in love with everything that they did, with the intention of healing that they set, and with the Buddhist mindset of everyone that this oil touches is healed. And that's what we want to envision and also project. So I knew there was something wrong with me, but I didn't know what it was because I'd been misguided by so many doctors for so long. But I knew I was sick, and something kept telling me cancer in my breast, but I didn't want to own it and I didn't want to acknowledge it. So it really didn't manifest until it was ready. And so I had been taking the oil for quite a long time by the time I had surgery. And because I took the oil for so long, it really helped keep my immune system strong so I didn't come down with any illnesses, and it didn't get me any sicker than it already was. So I healed completely with my enlightened oils. Just regular strength. There, I didn't make it concentrated any stronger than it is. It's already very powerful. And my husband was my bedside man, and he was amazing. He took care of me the first 24 hours like a nurse and didn't leave my side. Everything I needed, he was there for me. And he gave me uh, 3 milliliters every hour for the first 24 hours. So that's 12 milligrams every 4 hours, 1200, if that's how you want to look at that. So it was really a good experience for me to heal from. I used no opiates and no antibiotics. My doctor did not give me any. He said, you just keep taking what you're doing, and you're going to be fine. He did prescribe this synthetic stuff for me to put over my scars, which I refused to buy. And I just used my oil, and I went in for my return appointment after like 6 weeks, and he says, my goodness, your scars have healed miraculously. He says, you don't need to use that stuff anymore. And I said, I never bought it to begin with, and I never used it. This is just the CBD oil. So I learned that it could help with the scars. I learned that it could help with the pain, and I had to truly believe in this, the power of this plant. I've been using cannabis since I was 14 years old. Because of a car accident, I broke 17 bones in my body, all pretty much on the right side. I was thrown from a vehicle. Highly intoxicated at a very young age. Problem with drinking. Grew up in an alcoholic life with my mother, and myself. I was an alcoholic, so was all my siblings. So I had to heal from that, and I didn't want to use opiates. I'd been using Vicodin and all kind of Oxy for years as a young person because that's what the doctors gave me. And as I got older, I realized that, cannabis had been in my life at a very early age because my brother had taught me how to grow it and told me how healing it was. And he was using it to help make tinctures for other people. My mom, being a medicine woman, I was able to learn from her all of this importance of growing everything organically. I learned the native way of growing things, which is a very simple process. None of all these mixtures of nutrients and in containers. It was all fresh. Fish heads at the bottom of a plant. That's all my mom would do. She'd buy a bunch of frozen fish. She'd cut off the heads, plant them down, and put it at the bottom and base of all of her plants, and just water it. And that fish head would provide all the nutrients that that plant needed to thrive on and produce fruit. So I learned that way of growing was a very inexpensive way to grow and the most natural, and it didn't harm the ground and the soil and the environment because it was already part of the environment. Compost tea, seaweed. It's such a good thing. And just the simplicity of keeping it, organic makes it so much easier to maintain. So I grew up with that knowledge of learning how to sustain on land without all of these fancy things. I grew up kind of off grid, as you could say. And I learned how to heal my body with comfrey and chamomile and peppermint and cannabis and so many other things that my mother grew and would dry and hang from the ceiling in the kitchen of the house. And I thought it was magical. I'd walk through the house and there'd be plants hanging all over the roof of the kitchen and the living room. So I learned how to take care of myself with natural medicine, and I honor Mother Earth, and I honor Father Sky. And the reason I say that is because the two together work in synergy to create life. The sun is part of the sky, and that is, without the sun, we have no life. So the sun is the one thing that I absolutely give gratitude to every single day. That gratitude brings me here to this moment of sharing my message with you. And my message is that you can heal what ails you if you believe in your ability to do so. No one else can do it for you. There's people out there that can help guide you and provide you with the healing elements, but you have to want it in your mind to be better. You have to want it in your soul to be well, and you have to own it and believe it. You can't just talk about it and pray about it. You've got to own it in here that you are complete, whole, and perfect, as my mother-in-law says. And you are. So I own my truth. I own my love of myself. I own my message, and my message is to please trust in Mother Earth and her healing, because she's healed me. I am cancer free. I had my first appointment follow up after my regular follow ups in December, just last Thursday, and I passed with flying colors. Very happy. And I was congratulated on taking my health into my own hands and to healing myself with natural medicine. My doctor was very impressed, and she's just a dear, sweet soul. If you're in the Sedona, Arizona area and you need a wonderful breast doctor, Dr. Beth Dupree, she's at the medical facility here in Sedona. She's just awesome. She took such good care of me and made me feel just amazing. And I was very grateful because I was worried. So most of the things that make us sick is just in here. If we can remove the fear, we can remove the illness sometimes. So the CBD oil that we offer is a full spectrum oil, meaning it's a whole plant extraction. We take the whole plant because we have to have everything that she possesses. What we do not keep is the undesirable things such as plant matter, plant wax, and plant chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is good for you, but just not in this format, so we remove it. There's a different process for creating uh, chlorophyll that is very healthy for you and oxygenates your blood, cleanses your blood. Chlorophyll is one of the things that I advise anybody dealing with any kind of compromised immune system to take. It's very good for you. So that was fun sharing all that wonderful news. I'm just like floating on 10 feet off the ground lately, just because of the fact that if I have this great lease on life every day, I don't have the future, I have today. And today is wonderful. It's filled with love, and it's filled with excitement, it's filled with knowledge, and it's filled with my enlightened hemp CBD oil. Now, this oil comes to you directly from me. You see that there? Ah, that's it. It comes from me, processed by me. It comes from the farm in Colorado, actually. It is processed by me into this sublingual format. And it's 10 milligrams per 1 milliliter dose, which is the advisable dose twice a day. Now, that isn't just for everybody. That's just for regular maintenance and balance. If you have an imbalance that's obvious, such as pain, you're going to need more. So you're going to want to take this every 15 minutes at 1 milliliter until you find your balance point of relief. That is your way of taking control of your health and deciding what is best for you. It's a really simple process. Just remember, every morning and every night, keep it by your bed, keep it out of the light, and keep taking it every single day. It's a beautiful format. It's over 60% cannabinoid profile. Our concentrate test is on the website. All the information about any legal questions you have, because this is an industrial hemp product. It is not a cannabis product. We are below 0.1% THC, which has to be in place in order to provide a full spectrum healing. You don't get that if you're using a CO2 extraction or if you're trying to remove the THC. We want the THC in there, but this is not enough to create any psycho effect, and it's not illegal. We are below what we are allowed to in our guideline, which is below 0.3, and we're an industrial hemp product. So this can be shipped anywhere. It can be used by anyone. It's great for you, for your family, for your children, for your grandchildren, for your animals, for your birds and your gerbils. It just brings balance to everyone, because this is a cannabinoid oil. Cannabinoids are like the DNA in a plant. Gives you the structure, identity of the plant and what it does. And in this oil, you have that, which goes into your system and immediately starts binding to the receptor system in the body, to the endocannabinoid system. So cannabinoid oil going into endocannabinoid system, receiving it like magic. It's like a magnet. It just, it just goes in and creates this beautiful flow of synergy. Pretty soon it's all going together. And then it brings balance. and then we're healed and we have homeostasis. So when we're in homeostasis, we're not sick. We don't have emotional things. We don't have pain. We don't have stomach problems. Whatever's going on, we stay well. Keeping a balanced pH in the gut prevents illness. Taking a simple dose of apple cider vinegar twice a day in a 8-ounce glass of water with a little bit of honey or agave, some cinnamon, a little bit of lemon. It's a good drink. Chug it down. Baking soda, teaspoon of baking soda in about 6 ounces of water. Drink it down. Balances the pH. If you're having an upset stomach, eat a piece of basil, fresh basil, just chew on it, or cilantro. Cilantro is good just to chew on because it actually activates these wonderful chemical compounds in the blood and starts scrubbing the blood and cleansing it. So there's a lot of plant stuff that you can put into your diet that can help you be well. And hemp is one of them. So I hope that you've enjoyed this little video that I've made for everyone out there that has questions. I'm available through my website at www.buddhafarms.com. That's BUDDHAFARMS. And our phone number, toll free, is 866-334-3676. Or direct here in Sedona, Arizona, you can reach me at 928-282-1802. We do not have a local store, but it is in different facilities in quite a few different states. I offer wholesale to healing facilities, not to grocery stores or convenience stores. And the reason why is because the product needs to be represented in the compassionate, loving light that it deserves. And that requires knowledge and explanation to every single body that it needs to go into. And that is my journey. So please keep taking your oil. If you haven't taken it yet, pick up one of our sampler size bottles for $25. There's 15 doses in there. It gets into your system. You get to feel how wonderful and balanced you can be. And that's your test to set your testimony that you can share with others. The more we share the product with others, the more healing we create and the more balance we get. So let's send all that intention and healing and balance to our government to bring some good flow and some healing energy to all those who need it. And peace be with all of us. Namaste.